So we're upgrading the pump size. So I have this fun thing going on where I have 3 pumps sitting out. I've taken off 3 impellers. Don't ask me how I did it. And I'm just holding it with my hand just in case I want to hit my thumb with the hammer.
Welcome.
Real quick, I've got 2 different drive shafts here. This one just came out of the GP 1200 here, you know, GP 650 because we put a 650 in there, but you know, originally a GP 1200. This is the pump out of that. And I was just seeing if I could swap the entire pump setup with this one here. This is from that parts XL 1200 that the guys bought. Cut it up 3 away for the motor, but you can see the drive shaft is the same length. The pump housing is the same. So it looks like everything's the same. I believe this is the pump tunnel from that XL 1200. I believe this is also the same, but there's no reason for me to try to put that in there because, you know, that's just an extra couple bolts that I don't need to take out. So I'm going to swap this pump out, and the reason I'm doing this is I want to keep this nice soulless impeller here, and I'm just trying to do that the easiest way possible. And hopefully this tunnel will bolt into the waveraider, and then we can put this style of you know, that's the pump and the intake grate. The nice one out of here can go into the waveraider. That's the whole point of doing all this swapping around. Alrighty everybody, got this all put back together using the XL 1200 pump assembly. The only difference I found was in the exit nozzle. So this is the XL 1200 exit nozzle, and this part here is the same. Well, okay, it's not exactly the same. I shouldn't say that. You could bolt this on, but it doesn't have the provisions for the trim, you know, the quick trim that makes the nozzle go up and down. This one doesn't have the threads to put that up and down nozzle thing. So yeah, this part from the XL 1200 wouldn't work. I guess, you know, you could drill and tap it, and then you'd have to take the little ring off and bolt it on here, but you know, that's just not worth it. So hopefully the other parts for my waveraider are going to fit onto my waveraider part right here will fit, so that I can still have my trim when I'm all done with that. But there you go, it all fits. I just had to swap out this back piece so that I could still have the trim, and that should work. So I guess now we got to find out if this pump tunnel is going to bolt on to the waveraider. Here's the one I just got it out of the waveraider right here, and here's the one from the this is a pump tunnel from an XL 1200, which I figured out was the same as the one for the GP 1200. But as far as I can tell, it mounts up exactly the same. So the whole point of this is so I can run this intake grate, really, and not have to spend the, you know, $100 and whatever dollars. So this is gonna work, I'm pretty sure. So gotta get it mocked up in there. Okay, so I just want to say again that dimensionally wise, these are the same, and the bolt holes are in the exact same spot. This one is the one from, just came off the waveraider, the 701 waveraider. So, you know, dimensionally, physically, it's the same. So this one will bolt in there, okay? The difference is right here. So on the 701 setup, it has the 4 bolts, and on this is like really common on a lot of other stuff is the 3 bolt setup, and I believe even the 1100 waveraiders are this way as well. So I'm just getting myself a more common pump tunnel, so I have a lot more choices for intake grate, but mostly, you know, I want to run this intake grate that, you know, it will be getting sold on a ski, but by doing this swap, I'm able to use this on the waveraider. So I mean, this was going away either way, or just gonna get, you know, set aside for something else. So this makes it so I can use this. And I'm not 100% sure on this, what size pump the waveraider 701 has, but I'm pretty certain that what we're putting on here is a 155 pump. And I mean, I can't tell from just looking at the housing here, but hopefully we're installing a larger pump housing. But this might already have a 155 for all I know. So I guess if you know that, you could go ahead, let me know in the comment section, what size pump does a stock 701 waveraider have in it. So here is the one I'm removing, right? It's definitely a smaller pump. Like I can see it now, just clearly. So we're upgrading the pump size. The only thing that we're gonna have trouble with here is the new setup has got a longer drive shaft. If you can see that, it's maybe an inch or 2 inches longer. And so a couple things. I think I might have to switch this drive shaft into this setup somehow. So see if I can do that. Alright, here's just the mid shaft I grabbed from that XL 1200 that we took the parts off, and I just kind of want to see how this all fits together and if it was possible that this could maybe just slide in a bit farther. So it sits like that, right? But it looks like it might have a bit of give. Could go up to that far extra past where it would normally go. Normally it would sit right about there, so I've got maybe another inch. It would be close. I think I'd rather just give that a try and see where we're at. See what happens. Okay, here it is, the fully assembled pump tunnel. I don't know if you guys have ever seen one of these fully assembled before, and not in a ski, but you can see there, it's the whole deal. And then it bolts in. This bolt, and then 2 bolts in the front. I'm just hoping that it will actually fit up in there with the drive shaft being a little bit long. I don't really know. The only way to find out is to try. There's just no way it's gonna happen unless I swap that drive shaft out. It's just like not happening. Okay, I'm just trying to change out that drive shaft, and so I have this fun thing going on where I have 3 pumps sitting out. I took the one back out of this. I've taken off 3 impellers. Don't ask me how I did it without everything breaking. But see, there's one pump. There's some parts I don't even know. That's actually another pump. I pulled the drive shaft out of that. There's a drive shaft right there. And here is the actual, this is the pump that I need the drive shaft out of. But I wanted to show you guys how I'm getting that drive shaft out. Alright, that's how I'm getting it out. This pump, obviously was getting water in it, that's why it's all milky. And also it didn't have the nut on this end here, so yes, it's a good thing I was doing this, otherwise we would have ended up stranded out there. Basically, once the water cleans all of the grease out, then your bearing sees, and then you're stuck out in the water. Well, what do you want to narrate, or do you want me to talk?
So now Josh has got the bearing drive shaft assembly out of the pump. He's giving it a little bit of grease, and he's got the I think it's going again. This camera is so stupid. GoPro is so crappy.
Yeah, they're so freaking annoying.
We just have to do another plug at GoPro every time their camera does something really stupid for us.
It's just like, I just want the damn camera to turn on. That's all. Come on, guys. Now, how did you get this back together? Like this?
I think I used that mallet, yeah. There's people that probably say that that's a bad way to do it, but, you know, I can think of a worse way to do it, so. And you know what? We don't have a press here.
How do I know when it's all the way in? Is that it?
Well, I think there's like a bushing. I don't know. I don't know what makes sense.
Okay.
I don't know how similar the drive shaft stuff is from the 155 and the 144, and I think
I'm going from a 144 to a 155 right now.
Yeah.
It's very similar inside. And I'm just holding it with my hand just in case I want to hit my thumb with the hammer.
For a thumbnail?
Yeah. So I'll be like swearing in the video and stuff.
No, so you can smash your thumbnail.
Yeah, and then you can smash the like button. Like
Yeah.
I smashed my thumbnail.
And you can also swear while you hit the thumbnail too. The like button on the... I don't know what I'm saying.
I think that's in, but you know. Who knows?
I think they usually go... I don't know. The one I did, I didn't have to tap it that hard to get it in all the way. Like, what?
Well, I had to use the air pistol to get both of these off, so...
Yeah. Right. I don't know. It seems like a... Yeah.
I don't think it's really actually all the way in, but...
Well, shouldn't the impeller tighten it all the way in?
Yeah, I was kind of thinking that. And I'm like, get in there!
Okay, I remember when I put the Solus mag pump on, I remember the tail cone barely went on. Like, the bearing stuck out enough that, yeah, the tail cone barely went on. So, I don't know. I don't know, man. Alright, do we want to film still?
No, that's alright.
Okay.
Alright, people. I just want to talk just a tiny bit more about this, because if you guys are thinking like, oh yeah, it's a simple drive shaft swap. Well, no, it's not as straightforward as I wish that it was. I've got to change out a few different things. The 701 shaft, or the waveraider, the shorter shaft here, is a little bit different right here, and then so it just changes like the seals that it uses and how it sets up in there. So if you're good at fiddling with stuff, you'll figure it out. Like, just give you a heads up, it's a little bit different. But I'm almost done, and I don't really want to show any working on it. I just wanted to say that, so maybe I don't get confused in the future, or maybe somehow it could probably maybe not help somebody else.